something that Mary and Janelle are going to do. There's a lot of stuff that was left behind by Janelle that she was using for the RV. Mary and Janelle expect me to do all the cleanup on this place, but I'm not motivated to do that. Not for them, because they haven't been kind.
It feels like he's trying to find any possible thing to put on me, like as far as responsibility with the property. You know, like I'm just wanting to get it taken care of.
I think it's his stuff.
Do you ever watch Sister Wives and feel like there's only one person who truly understands what's going on? That person is Christine. She's the only one who seems to clearly see the truth of the situation. And then you watch Janelle, and sometimes she seems to get it, but other times, you're left wondering, come on, Janelle, you've got to see it too. With Mary, there are moments when you think, yes, I get it, you're strong, but then she says something that makes you question everything, like when she suggested that Robyn wanted to join the family and live in a polygamous relationship. Looking back, there's a moment from season 2 that stands out. Christine knew long before anyone else that something was off between Robyn and Cody. She could see that they were hiding something, and Cody was spending all his time with Robyn. Do you remember when they moved to Las Vegas and Cody was always over at Robyn's house? In one episode, Cody was always at Robyn's, doing things like washing dishes and spending time with her. It was clear that his focus was on her, not the rest of his family. Christine later shared how difficult it was for her to hide her emotions during filming. In the early seasons, they tried their best to act like everything was fine with their polygamous family. They tried to present a good face, but as the questions from the producers grew deeper, it became harder for them to hide what was really going on. Christine didn't want to lie, and she admitted how hard it was to keep quiet about her feelings. Speaking out about Cody and Robyn's behavior sometimes got her into trouble, but she couldn't keep pretending. At the time, they were living in separate rentals around Vegas, but Christine and Robyn lived on the same street. Christine saw how often Cody was at Robyn's house, and she didn't like it. She spoke about how Cody would come over late at night, and after spending a very brief time with her, he would leave early in the morning and go straight to Robyn's. It wasn't just an occasional visit, it was a pattern. One episode shows just how routine this was. Cody would show up at Christine's place late in the evening, upset, and leave right away the next morning to go spend the day with Robyn. He would act like he had a job to go to, even though he didn't. Then he'd spend the entire day with Robyn, and Christine was left alone. She struggled with this, especially when it came to caring for their children. One day, she had to take their daughter, Truly, to the emergency room because she was sick, but Cody was at Robyn's, lying on her bed, and didn't even notice. It was Robyn who had to tell him about Truly's condition. This kind of situation happened repeatedly, leaving Christine feeling hurt and frustrated. Christine was very open about these issues, and her kids saw the truth of what was happening, especially when her daughter, Aspen, pointed out how she hadn't seen her dad in days. It was a clear sign of the dysfunction that existed. In the new season, it's clear that Cody is trying to create a storyline where he redeems himself, but Christine seems to be the only one who isn't caught up in the bubble of his attempts at closure. Janelle, too, seems to be holding on to hope, thinking that Cody might surprise everyone and be the husband they all hoped for. But we've seen this before, and the reality is very different. The season promises a lot of change, but it also promises justice, something that's been long overdue. I feel like some people are finally getting what they deserve. When I look at the situation with Cody, I can't help but think of a similar experience I've had with a narcissist I'm dealing with right now. He's suing me, and I've seen how he tries to cover up his wrongdoings. For years, he didn't let people in his church have children, but when one member spoke out, claiming she was forced to have an abortion, he suddenly allowed a longtime member to have a baby. It was like he was trying to prove a point by saying, "See, we do allow our members to have kids." It felt like Cody was doing something similar, and it made me think of that situation. On the show, everyone kept saying that Cody and Robyn would end up screwing everyone over and taking the money. They knew he'd divide things up, not because it was the right thing to do, but to try to fix his image. Robyn would play the role of the peacemaker, pretending that she was making sure everyone got what they deserved. But it was all just for show, just to make Kody look like the good guy. When Kody said, "I'm going to show you that they were wrong about Coyote Pass," it felt like he was just doing it to get that sound bite, to make himself look better. Janelle seemed to think Kody would surprise everyone, but I just don't buy it. I can see through him, and so can everyone else. Mary also made a comment about how this season would be a success because they sold Coyote Pass. But what does that really mean? Robyn kept talking about changes and new beginnings, but it sounded like she was stuck in a self-help loop, just repeating the same things over and over. It got me thinking about Robyn and her attitude towards Christine. I honestly believe Robyn is jealous of Christine because Christine is so engaging, funny, and full of life. People are drawn to her, while Robyn seems boring, always serious, and crying. She doesn't contribute much to the conversations, and that makes her hard to connect with. But it was Christine's final words that really stood out to me. She said, "Justice, justice," and then she added, "I think some people are going to get their just desserts." She meant to say just deserts, which means someone will get what they deserve after being unpleasant or unfair for too long. It's like karma catching up to them. Christine is always dropping hints, like when she said not to focus on why Kody and David are together, but rather on why they are together. It felt like she was trying to warn us not to be fooled by the show's fake narrative. In the past, Christine has been very honest about what was happening in her marriage. She shared how Kody was always over at Robyn's house while ignoring his own children. She spoke out about how she felt abandoned, and now she's doing it again, telling us to pay attention to the bigger picture. She didn't just focus on the division of Coyote Pass or Cody's apology, she talked about how people would get what they deserve. I'm not sure what she means by this, but I know that during this time, she was also suing Kody for child support. I doubt the show will touch on that, but it's clear she wants justice for everything that's happened. I really hope that when Kody tries to apologize and fix his image, it backfires. I hope Janelle was just being optimistic for the sake of the show, because I don't think I'll ever see Kody in a positive light. The more Janelle and Mary try to convince me that Kody has changed, the less I believe them. And the more I don't trust Kody. To me, Christine is the only one telling the truth in all of this, and for that, she's the one who deserves to be heard. It's always the truth-tellers who get pushed aside, attacked, and maligned because they have the courage to expose what's really happening. Christine has the power to expose the truth, even when the show tries to hide it. Although she's still participating because of her contract, it's clear she's no longer willing to play along. She's been saying this for years, but nothing ever really changes. Every season, it's the same thing. I'm finally going to speak my truth. It's starting to feel like empty words. She acts like we haven't been watching all this time, and that she hasn't had the chance to speak up. She's had plenty of opportunities to tell the truth, but she hasn't. I'll believe her when I see it. If Mary really wants to prove that she's serious, she needs to step up. She needs to tell Robyn off and stand up to Kody. If she can do that, then maybe I'll respect her. But until then, I don't see it happening. Janelle is the same way. If she stands up to Kody and Robyn, I'll give her credit. But so far, it's Christine who has always been the one telling the truth. In season 2, she exposed the lies about the kiss and the wedding dress. She's been honest with us from the start, and she's still being honest now. In season 20, Christine is saying that people are going to get what they deserve. I really hope that means Robyn will finally face the consequences of her actions. Maybe she'll be replaced by someone younger, and she'll see what it feels like to be on the receiving end of everything she's done. Not that anyone should get involved with Kody, because he's disgusting, but it would be nice for Robyn to experience a taste of what she's put others through. So, what do you think? Do you agree with me, or do you see things differently? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to hit that like button to help the video reach more people, and make sure to subscribe if you want to stay updated on more videos like this.